Time now to talk about the rules of the road and how they apply to us when we're in our boat. Now, Hardy, we are here in the Port of Melbourne, which is one of the busiest waterways anywhere in the country.
So busy, Nick, that it's even got its own control tower to make sure ships don't run into each other. But when we're out there on the water by ourselves, there's no one looking over us, so it's important to know the collision regulations. Boating in Victoria is a great pastime, and with almost 200,000 registered boats and 390,000 marine licence holders in the state, it's little wonder some waterways can become busy and congested, especially on a warm summer's day.
To ensure all boats are safe, if you are the master of a vessel, it is your responsibility to know the collision regulations, which are an internationally recognised set of guidelines.
The collision regulations are designed to ensure that vessels maintain a safe speed and ensure that vessels interact in a way that prevents collisions from happening on the water.
The first of the collision regulations state a skipper must keep a proper lookout at all times.
It's really important that you keep a proper lookout, and that's using all available sensors. So obviously sight, your hearing, if you're actually hearing any horn signals, that could mean that someone's unclear of your intentions. And you can use people on the boat as well. If they're in a position, they can keep a lookout and tell you if they see something as well.
Well, you're keeping a proper lookout for anything. That could be a boat, it could be a channel marker, it could be something floating in the water. So it's imperative that you keep a proper lookout.
You can also use your boat's electronics such as radar or sounder to help keep a lookout, and remember, it pays for everyone on board, not just the skipper, to keep an eye out and speak up if they see anything.
The next regulation is to operate your vessel safely, meaning keeping to a speed which is suitable for the conditions.
And what we sort of class as safe speed as is just using your common sense. You need to make sure that if there is a risk of a collision, that you're going to be able to stop that boat in time. So if you're going too fast, there's no chance you're going to be able to stop in time.
Keeping a safe speed is particularly important at times of heightened risk, such as when boating in low visibility or at night.
Now, if you're up on the plane and you're doing 30 knots, you've really got to ask yourself, is that a safe speed? You could come across a vessel that is sitting there without no navigation lights on. Can you avoid that vessel? So safe speed is to back it off.
There's a simple rule to remember when navigating out on the water. Always give way to your right or starboard side.
Let's start with two power-driven vessels crossing each other's path, remembering the golden rule is to give way to starboard.
If there's a situation where you're travelling along and you've picked up a vessel that is crossing your path, let's call it from your right-hand side or your starboard-hand side, and you've determined that there could be a collision imminent, you need to alter course. You need to alter course to starboard, alter course to right. You can slow down, you can even stop.
In a situation when two vessels are approaching head-on, the same rule applies.
Narrow channels are another area where boats can come together. Once again, keep right.
When operating in a narrow channel, and this time of the year when you've got loads of boats on the waterways, they're all fighting to get out into the snapper, you've got to make sure that you know which side of the channel to operate on. So you always operate on the right-hand side of your direction of travel, and in a head-on situation, you always alter course to starboard, to your right-hand side.
The regulations also state that even if you're not the giveaway vessel and you're in the right, you've got to do everything you can to avoid a collision. And remember, power always gives way to sail. If you want to read more about the international regulations for preventing collisions at sea, check out Chapter 9 of the Victorian Safe Boating Handbook.